Well, Mike, girls are undefeated yet again. How's the feeling in the side at the moment?
Yeah, morale's good. Winning certainly helps that. But I think importantly the girls have worked really hard, and our performances are reflecting the hard work. And it's always pleasing to come off with a win, knowing that you can closely connect that to the hard work that you've been doing during the week. So I think that's the most pleasing thing for the group at the moment.
And the win over the Force on the weekend saw you guys clinch the minor premiership, but that obviously isn't the major goal for the year.
Yeah, no, we spoke briefly about that yesterday, and important to acknowledge that the girls again they've worked hard, and the staff have got them in a really good position, and to clinch a minor premiership and know that we're going to finish on top of the tables, a really nice little milestone to mark. But we started this season with our sights firmly set on making sure that we won the title back, and it came back here to TARS HQ. So we're fully aware that we've got 3 weeks of really hard work to go.
Heading into the final round of the regular season, how important is it to not take a foot off the accelerator and really build that momentum coming into finals?
Yeah, hugely important. Firstly, in a 5-round competition, you want to make sure that you're winning every single game, which gives you the confidence going into finals. And then, the format of our final series, it's elimination. So, other than a home semi-final, there's no benefit to finishing first or fourth. So we understand the reality of that. So we certainly can't afford any sort of complacency going into the next few weeks.
And another doubleheader at Allianz Stadium. The girls love playing there, and it's a little feather in their cap to finish the year off there.
Yeah, absolutely. Girls have really enjoyed their games at Allianz, and to be connected in with the men's team with doubleheaders has been it's been really exciting. We've had a good atmosphere and good crowd down there. So if you're not busy this Friday night, 5:05, come down and watch the girls play. They're playing some really good footy at the moment.
And you got to do it yourself, mate. What does it mean to you, seeing these girls week in, week out, and then they come and spend time with the fans, and young girls are taking photos with them and asking for autographs? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, look, it's really important in terms of the growth of the game. The girls, our group are, they're super passionate about that, and they always engage really well. We had a great pre-season camp in Dubbo, which was very community minded and connected some regional academies that New South Wales Rugby have launched. So, the girls really enjoy engaging in those environments, and they obviously love the engagement on a home game, with their fans and supporters. So it's really important in terms of the growth of the game. For me, connecting with my daughter, unfortunately, she's not a rugby player or any aspiration to play rugby. But I think for any young girl who's aspiring to play rugby, this group of girls we've got here at the Waratahs are a great example of what it takes to be a Waratah first and foremost, and to be a high performing athlete. So they do a great job in terms of their engagement with the community and fans.
Given the way that TARS have been going, how many Wallaroos representatives do you reckon you can squeeze into that 23 for that first test? Like, if we're being honest, what kind of numbers do you think is realistic?
Well, we've got a significant group of the current managed Wallaroos group. So you'd like to think with our performances that all 18 of those current managed Wallaroos will be in and around that Pac 4 space. It wouldn't be unreasonable to suggest that every single one of them could stake a claim for an opportunity in that, obviously in that first 23 for that Pac 4, that first Pac 4 test. So we're fortunate here with the group that we've got, and it generates a huge amount of competition, and we're seeing that at the moment, and it draws the best out of the playing group. So you'd like to think that we'll have a really strong contingent of that first Wallaroos test.
from afar, what have you made of the Reds' predicament? Obviously, a bit of a breakthrough in last week, but struggled before that.
Yeah, we obviously played them in our first trial game up in Roma, which first hit out was definitely a competitive game of footy. Look, they've got their own fair share of Wallaroos girls in there, so you throw form out the window a little bit, and you expect a really competitive, tough game of footy this weekend. They'll throw everything at it. They've got nothing to lose, and last opportunity for them. So we're expecting a really tough, competitive game.
It's not always easy as well. You guys have been doing a fair bit of trouble with Fiji and then Perth on the weekend.
Yeah.
So, is that a consideration around how you guys manage the players?
No. For us, we were really strong on the fact at the start of the competition that we were going to make sure we picked the best 23 who are available week in, week out, regardless of our opposition. So we stay really strong around that.
Mike, why do you think this team's different to the past 2 years where there's been success in the regular season, but by the time it's got to the semi-final, there hasn't been a silverware shot?
That's difficult for me to give a really strong answer on. Obviously, not having been around the group. From my experience with the group, they're an incredibly ambitious group. They work hard. You mix that with obviously the level of talent we've got, and you'd like to think the program that we've created for them and the environment we've created is definitely giving them the confidence to go out and succeed. But I'd just say the ambition, the talent, and the desire to work hard is the big thing that's impressed me.
You talk about having sort of 17 or 18 of those Wallaroos contracted players, or in that sort of group. How much discussions have you had with Joe throughout the season about just managing those players, and what advice does she give you?
No, look, the Wallaroos have been very fair in terms of us really running our own program. We have regular contact with Joe on a fortnightly basis, just around our broader playing group as well as our managed group. So the consistent communication's a really good interaction piece, and definitely gives us opportunity to engage around that. But the Wallaroos really let us run our program as we see fit.
And Piper, late exclusion last week. What's the situation with her? Should be right for the Friday?
Pipe's had a little toe issue around her sesamoid, so no, unfortunately Piper won't be right again this week. So she'll continue with her rehab with the view of her being right for first semi-final.
And also, Tars, the men's side struggles. I know that the men's game dominates things. You put the call out, make sure 505. But how important do you think it is that Australian rugby pays attention on rugby and women's rugby particularly?
Yeah, it's hugely important. I think it's important that we recognise and celebrate some of the athletes that we've got in the women's space at the moment. It's a really exciting time with obviously what's coming up for rugby generally, but the women's space with World Cup next year, home World Cup in 29. There's some incredibly talented players in this group, and more broadly across the competition, and we need to support it. We need to resource it, and we need to shine their profiles as brightly as we can to generate more interest.